what should we talk about today? I got an idea. Let's talk about something that I happened to have missed last fall. Let's talk about how Governor Walker is destroying our state parks. Governor Walker wants to cut $4.6 million out of our state park money. See, this is what happens when a guy like Walker ends up taking over the state. Well, first of all, this isn't a Republican or Democratic thing. This is a philosophical thing. This state ran best when Thompson was governor and he had a Democratic legislature and they had to work together. Because really, the answer is in the center. It really is. So I just like to say that right now. It really is. But Republicans don't want to compromise. They don't. They want to bow to their base. And two, their big thing is let's cut taxes. Well, let's see how that's worked out for us. First, he's gutted our school system. Second, in his let's cut taxes, it has not made Wisconsin open for business. We rank in the 30s for best states for business. Minnesota's ahead of us. I just want you to know that traditionally, before we ended up with Walker as our governor, Minnesota was below us. I'd also like to point out that Minnesota, their governor, has raised taxes, invested in their schools, and brought their unemployment rate to historic lows. Historic lows, people. I'm talking, Governor Walker can only say, oh, well, we're where we were before. Yeah, but those extra 250,000 jobs you promised never materialized. You know why? Because they're not going to materialize. Because you have cut everything. We are bleeding people. We are bleeding businesses. You know, you hear about all these businesses going someplace else. Well, this is why. They don't want to come here. They don't want to come where they're going to have an uneducated workforce. They, believe it or not, businesses are willing to pay for what they get. Some are willing to move to Mexico when we give them tax breaks to do it. But here's the thing. Do you know that our state parks have an operating budget of just over $16 million a year? 16 million, that's million with an M. Did you know that our state parks bring in 1 billion, that's billion with a B, dollars in revenue into our state every year? $1 billion. Walker last fall, and the stupid legislature went along with it, Walker last fall voted to take out $4.6 million out of the $16 million budget because he wants to make our parks self-sustaining. And then he's going to raise fees to make up the shortfall, and he's cut their budget by $1 million. So essentially, he's taken away more than $5 million from their $16 million budget for something that brings $1 billion into our state. $1 billion. We have 14 million visitor days in this state. That means that's how we get that $1 billion of revenue. That's people eating in our restaurants, people shopping in our stores, people buying gas at our gas stations. Pretty much. And you see it if you drive in southeastern Wisconsin. You see it. You see all the RVs with the Illinois license plates because Illinois bitches about our state all the time. But where are they every summer? They're up here, clogging our roads and leaving their money. It's a fact. It's also a fact that Arizona tried this same thing and failed miserably. Their state parks are in trouble. Why don't you call them and find out? They're actually having to close their state parks. Why would Walker want to do this? He's not gaining anything from it. We are not gaining. all of you sportsmen for Walker, you might want to rethink that. So, but this is what I would expect from a man who put a developer in charge of the DNR. The Department of Natural Resources for Wisconsin the director is Kathy Stepp, who's a big developer and was a lousy state senator. See, that's the thing. She wasn't going to win re-election. So it just saddens me. Our state parks are not set for his raises. And yeah, it's just a couple bucks here and a couple bucks there. But when you look at the amenities, people do not want to go places that they don't have amenities. Oh, and I can hear you guys going, well, let's privatize our parks, Julie. Like we privatized our prisons? No. Privatization of state funds does not work. It never works. Because these people have to make a profit. It actually makes things worse. Take a look at those charter schools that ran off with all our state money and didn't educate a damn kid. This is just sad. It's sad. And it's one more reason to not vote for Walker when he's up for re-election. Because he's going to run again. He has nothing to lose. He didn't make it to president. He didn't even make it into the top 3 for president. Which, I gotta say, I'm very surprised about. I really thought Walker had it in him to make it farther. The problem is that he doesn't stand out in a crowd like that. Because when everybody's talking about cutting taxes, because everybody wants to hear, let's cut taxes, and nobody wants to realize how short that makes your budget, how little that money goes. Did you know that we spend more money, collectively as through the country, on education than we ever have, despite the slashing of budgets? And according to either the Washington Post or the New York Times, I don't remember which, I'm sorry about that, but according to one of them, our schools are not being gutted by this because we have more students than ever before and we're spending more money. But we're spending, and that's not the reason that tuition is going up at our state, at our colleges. Yeah, it is. Because we've got more students than ever before going to college. We have more jobs that require a college degree. But I'm getting off tangent. This is about state parks. I'll talk about colleges. There's some things I want to look up first. I want to run the figures. See, because I'm all about facts and figures. This isn't a perception. This is facts and figures. So, what are we going to do today, people? We're going to make somebody happy. We're going to tell our governor he's an idiot if you live in Wisconsin. Have a good day, commuters.